Hi everybody, tonight's video will be on my SENTRO 22 needle. First I will cast on with waste yarn, one in the front, one in the back for the first row. Cast on, put that in the yarn feeder and then crank. I will be using waste yarn for 5 rows. Then I will add my color that I choose for my project. So I did the 5 rows, I put my tail in the middle and then I add my new yarn that you didn't see, sorry for that, but you will see when I finish with the waste yarn at the end if you need to see that part. So then I will crank, and with this little machine we don't have any counter, so every 10 rows I will add a stitch marker that I made just with my little piece of yarn that I have left. So I prepare 8 little piece like that I will add every 10 rows, so that way it will keep my count. Another one, and I will continue like that all the video till I reach the number of rows that I need for my headband. So I continue, and when you see that your project start to touch on your table, it will be time to pull it from down to up to curl it like a turtleneck. Whoops, I almost did a big mistake here. I didn't notice that I ran out of yarn, so I will add some more. Put it in the tensioner and I will do a little knot here. Sorry that you have to watch me struggle with my left hand. She's not responding very well, so that's why usually you don't see it, but in that case I didn't have choice because I have to show you how I'll fix it, so we don't have to start over. I just put my yarn in front of each needle and then put that in the yarn feeder, put it a little tail down, and I will continue and crank. Make sure I push a little bit on my yarn, and I'll be okay to continue to crank now. Another stitch marker, and don't worry, I try to say all the numbers. See, I pull the bottom of my work and it's not touching the table anymore. When it starts touching, I pull it again. So I continue like that. Yeah, that's what I say. Usually I try to give the numbers of row in the first 6 minutes of each of my video, but the oldest video I don't have that, sorry. So now you will need 5 rows of waste, 90 of your choosing yarn for the project, and another 5 rows of waste like you could see on the screen. And that's the thing, and I try to do it all the time. So you cast off with the waste yarn, time to pull, and you could see I have 8 stitch marker, and I will show you how to close it by going, whoops, find the one, and when you do the waste yarn, I use a hook number 5. When you do the waste yarn, you always use a contrasting yarn, so that way you could see easy your stitch that you have to pick up with your hook. If you're not comfortable with hook, I will add a little video in the video description. The video is like 5 different ways to close tube, so you could reach up to option number 3 if you're not comfortable with hook. It will be with a wool needle. It's not a perfect way, but at least it will give you an option to do very cute project till you get more comfortable with a hook. So very important to reach all those stitches one by one, because if you miss one you will end up with drop stitch, and it's not fun, drop stitch. So end up that line with the tail of yarn. That's why I always start the opposite way of my tail, so that way I could use it to close my rows. So time to remove the waste yarn. I always remove the first row like this. This is the part that when you cast on, that's why it's harder to remove the cast on part. The cast off is usually easy, and only time it's not is when your yarn gets stuck like this, divide, and sometimes you have to cut it. It's happened to me too, you see. It's not because you don't see it on video that it's not happened to us. Sometimes we just cut it. Save time. So I stretch it. Now I will pull on it and straighten it. Make sure it's not twisted. Put it flat on my table, and I will go and close the other side the same way. I put the tail on one side, and I will start with my hook on the opposite side to close the tuba. I will put that a little bit faster because you've already seen it, and I don't want to lose too much time on it. And if you have problem to close it, just go with the other video that I provide you in the comments. Not the comment, but the description video, and you will be better. It's slower, that video is slower. So time to attach those. Now I remove my stitch marker. As you could see, I just use the tip of my wool needle and remove it one by one. There, sometimes it's divided like this, but it's okay. It's still easy to remove, and it keeps me from making mistake. So I have the right row number, the 80 rows number, and then to attach it. So I will bring back my wool needle, hide those little tail of yarn, put it between the two layers, click, cut it, and do the same thing on the other side. Almost finished. If you enjoyed this little video, quick and easy video, just put a little smiley face in the comment, please. It will give me an idea if you enjoy it or not. So time to attach it like this. I did a video like that a couple of years ago, but now I do it like this. I just bring the top stitch like this. I make sure that I got the 4 layer. I just go with the tip of my needle just to grab the first top stitch, and I skip 2 on the side. I don't get all the stitches. I just skip it, and then I will go make sure that I have the 4th in it, pull, so that way prevent to have like a big thing, like too thick on the forehead. I do that now. So in 2019, well, I did that a different way, but with time we learn some little trick, so that's good. We always learn something new. So I cut it, hide it in the 2 layer, and then I will hide that little one and do a knot. Oops, I have a drop stitch here, but I will bring it together and nobody will see it. I hide it like this, pull, it's still there, so I will go with the tip of the needle, twist it around and pull, keep it with my finger, bring it back, and then voila, I do a secure knot. And now it's time to hide it, and voila, it's done. Only have to cut it, and you have a little and cute little headband. So see you later, and never give up. Wish you a great week. See you next week for a new video. Ciao ciao.